To offset a reduction in exports to the US, the Chinese government needs its own people to spend more money. And just like much of the rest of the world, China has a rapidly aging population. So, how could the Chinese Communist Party resolve these two challenges in one go? Well, apparently, the answers are something called silver trains.
These party animals are being asked to head out and have a good time for the sake of China's economic future.
We have been working so hard for many years. So I'm 66 years old. So important thing is that when we reach this year, this age, we must know what is the right thing to do and must really enjoy our life.
This country is rolling out fleets of so-called silver trains, named this way because of the hair colour of the passengers.
我看那个是为什么有这个吗？
这个是一个安全把手。
We're shown the extra safety features.
这里有电话，然后可以通过这部电话。
Here we have 24-hour support.
我们还有一些智能。
We also have a virtual assistant.
可以叫他小杜，小杜，在哪？就可以给您提供帮助了。
In the bathroom, an emergency button. And on board, there are defibrillators and emergency kits.
外用药箱。
Morning comes and time for breakfast before the next stop.
So if you're wondering why sort of encouraging people to go on trains and spend money would work as an economic solution, the context here is partly that China, unlike, say, the UK, has a very high savings rate. So people, when they earn money in China, on average, 44% of it goes into a savings account instead of being spent. Now, in a way, you know, that's good. That means that people have more money in their retirement. But if it doesn't get spent, it doesn't keep the economy moving. So the Chinese government want people to spend more. And this is what looks like a very lovely way of getting them to do it. The silver trains also serve another policy goal, though.
And it's the less developed destinations along the route which need a shot in the arm. So the travellers of years gone by are back.
When I was young, I really liked exploring other places by myself. Now I'm older. I have my family who can go with me.
On this occasion, her granddaughter has come along too. These trips alone are not going to fix China's problem with low consumer spending. Yet economists would say at least it's a step in the right direction. So heading back to the train, the silver adventurers can crash out, knowing that their big day out was, at least partly, for the benefit of all. Then it's on to the next town.
It's a very positive story about China from the BBC. What did you make of that? I mean, it looks like a great public policy to me.
Looks great. And also, Michael, you know, we're accustomed to thinking that China is the developing country, the United States is the developed country. The average person in China lives longer. They have a longer life expectancy. A Chinese male retires at around 60. That's before the average US male. Female, often below 60. So lower retirement. They live longer. And they have trains like that. And yet we still think it's a developing poor country and the Americans, you know what they're doing. And this is out there in the lead. By the way, you're more likely to die as a woman in childbirth in the US than you are in Bosnia. And apparently that's the template the rest of the world is trying to imitate. It does make you think, Michael. You see these things, you think, maybe they're already a developed country. I mean, there's still lots of poor people in China. Sure, there's lots of poor people in the US as well.
So we've looked at one East Asian country that seems to be dealing with aging in a fairly positive way. There was another one from an IMF report about aging societies, and this is mentioning Singapore. This is from the Telegraph write-up, which I found somewhat inspiring. So the IMF researchers encouraged countries to look to Singapore. The country experienced a dramatic surge in life expectancy between 1950 and 2018, rising from 90th in the world rankings to first after experimenting with various policies. These include building widespread public fitness centres and subsidising housing near family to promote closer ties across generations. Aaron, every government should be promoting this, right? Building widespread public fitness centres and subsidising housing near family to promote closer ties across generations. I mean, this would serve two public policies in the UK, because we've actually got lots of sort of older people in these big houses, but they don't want to move out because they want to stay in their community. If you subsidise smaller flats for people, they can stay in their community. and their families can move into their bigger houses. I want these big multi-generational families that you have in like some of the, Southern European countries. I think we need to bring that back, but not in the oppressive way. I think it needs to be in a more sort of in a way which is more associated with socialist abundance than Catholic guilt.
Well, I don't think we're going to get that, are we, Michael? People are talking about Singapore, a very well-ordered society. Some of that could be coded as right-wing, some coded as left-wing. Obviously, land in Singapore is entirely publicly owned. It's entirely nationalised, land in Singapore. Our political and media elite thinks this just should be left to the market, Michael. So we've seen it for 45 years, and I think we'll probably see it for another couple of decades, frankly, until the country literally breaks apart at the seams. This is left to the market. The people that run the state in this country do not believe in the state. The people with political authority in this country do not believe in authority. The people tasked with, shaping the future of the UK and the people that live here, all 68 million people of us, they do not believe in shaping the future. It's politicians who don't believe in politics. So we can talk about nice solutions being pioneered by the Singaporeans and the Chinese. They're not going to do anything. They believe in shareholder value. They believe in perma austerity. And they believe in inflation below 2%. That's it. Those are literally some political commitments of our political elite. That's it. And okay, the NHS doesn't fall apart. Let's just try and keep it just kind of, just about on its feet. That's literally how politics in this country works. So yeah, I agree. Let's have housing like Vienna. Let's have land policy like Singapore. Let's have high-speed rail like China. Sounds good. We could do all of it, by the way, but we have a political elite which is just so blinkered and insulated from solving problems. They don't want to solve problems. By the way, that's why they keep on creating new NGOs. That's why they love the Supreme Court. That's why they love the EU. It means they don't have to solve problems. They don't have to have responsibility. I think that's a real problem. I think it's something we need to change very, very soon.
I really like that as a manifesto. Housing policy, houses like Vienna, land policy like Singapore, and high-speed trains like China. I would definitely vote for that.